Welcome to Supercar. We promise to deliver the truth about the automotive industry, ripping away the marketing spin to give you the facts that matter before you sign on the dotted line. The Dacia Bigster 2025 has arrived, hailed as the undisputed champion of budget SUVs, offering C-segment size for B-segment money. But we have uncovered critical, non-negotiable compromises that reveal why this supposed bargain is quickly turning into a source of deep buyer's remorse, or outright fury for its new owners. If you want to avoid a five-figure mistake and ensure you get the full, unvarnished picture, hit that subscribe button now. They promised a spacious family SUV, but they delivered a budget chassis wearing a nice coat. The Dacia Bigster measures in at a generous 4,570 millimeters long, featuring a 2,700 millimeter wheelbase, positioning it firmly in the mid-size crossover SUV segment alongside established rivals. Priced to attract, the Bigster starts around £25,215 for the entry-level Expression trim, climbing quickly towards £29,990 for the fully loaded variants. This aggressive pricing strategy is Dacia's masterstroke, selling the physical space of a larger C-segment vehicle, while retaining the cost structure of a B-segment car by utilizing the Renault-Nissan CMF BLS platform. Initial buyers are lured by marketing highlights, such as the promise of exceptional interior space, dual-zone air conditioning, and in the top-spec Extreme model, features like a panoramic opening sunroof and Archimedes 3D sound system. You know, the initial price savings are simply a down payment on future dissatisfaction. It's like at first it seems like a great deal, but then reality kicks in. The problem, well, it arises when customers, especially those who are shelling out the big bucks for the Journey or Extreme trims, expect the refinement and quality standards of a genuine C-segment rival. These rivals often cost just a few £1,000s more. And then, the moment the vehicle is driven daily, the underlying reality sets in. They've actually purchased a large, fundamentally budget vehicle. The premium paid for those enhanced features is immediately undermined by the pervasive, non-negotiable compromises Dacia made in areas that truly matter: safety systems, driving refinement, and mechanical longevity. This fuels the core frustration that turns satisfaction into fury. Dacia's first great betrayal, well, it targets the most vulnerable occupants. When the initial crash tests came out, they confirmed that the budget-friendly price was achieved by compromising human life. It's a harsh reality, but one that can't be ignored. In modern automotive engineering, passive crash protection, or how the car holds up in a collision, really has to be complemented by active safety assistance, technology that prevents the crash entirely. While the Bigster scored reasonably well in basic restraint systems, with 85% for adult occupant protection and 60% for child occupant protection, the scoring for preventative technology, or safety assist, was shockingly low for a new 2025 family car. Just 57%. This low score is not an accident, it is a calculated deficiency. Achieving higher safety assist scores requires integrating expensive radar, sensor arrays, and complex software systems. By cutting investment in these areas, Dacia saved money. But the owner, well, they bear the risk. The most egregious safety omission involves the smallest passengers, eliminating a modern safeguard against tragic mistakes. The consequences of this calculated budget decision are laid bare in the detail of the Euro NCAP testing. A critical omission for any modern SUV designed for families is the lack of a child presence detection system. This simple technology is designed to alert drivers if a child is accidentally left in a vehicle, a tragic scenario that modern rivals actively mitigate. Furthermore, the active safety systems that are present perform only marginally. The emergency lane keeping system, which is crucial for preventing unintentional lane departure at speed, was rated only as marginal, suggesting potential reliability issues during emergency maneuvers. Moreover, the speed assistance technology, which is intended to help drivers remain within legal limits, failed to be truly intelligent, since the speed limiter function is explicitly not default on, requiring manual activation from the driver, thereby reducing its convenience and overall effectiveness. So, You bought an SUV for capability, versatility, and, the promise of efficiency. But Dacia's engineering trap ensures you can only pick two out of those three, and if you choose the best engine, you immediately lose the core SUV function. The Dacia Bigster, well, it offers three distinct powertrains with the flagship hybrid 155 engine at the top. That engine delivers the best fuel economy, potentially 60 miles per gallon or more, and features 153 brake horsepower. However, the versatility of the Bigster is, honestly, fatally compromised by its top-spec engine configuration. The full hybrid 155 system is available exclusively in front-wheel drive. For owners who bought the Bigster expecting a rugged, adventure-ready vehicle, this restriction is frankly infuriating, especially since Dacia explicitly markets the model as having, quote, real off-road capability and a 4x4 powertrain. Owners are penalized for prioritizing capability, basically forcing them to accept a less powerful engine if they want all-wheel drive. The necessity of having all-wheel drive, whether it's for some light off-roading or just better traction in poor weather, forces the buyer to downgrade to the TCE 130 mild hybrid engine. That one offers all-wheel drive, but, yeah, it sacrifices power and efficiency compared to the flagship unit. This structural limitation is likely a consequence of stretching the CMF-B platform, integrating the complex full hybrid drivetrain, which uses a specialized 6-speed, clutchless automatic gearbox, with 4 speeds for the petrol engine and 2 for the electric motors. With the necessary all-wheel drive components proved either too expensive or, honestly, physically impossible within the architecture. Furthermore, the hybrid 155, despite being the power leader, actually produces less torque than the mild hybrids, which really undermines its perceived performance advantage. When the hybrid engine does kick in, the lack of refinement is immediately apparent, ruining the quiet efficiency promised by the electric boost. The driving experience of the hybrid 155, while competent when handled normally, quickly reveals its flaws under pressure. While the system excels at city driving, often spending a surprising amount of time in electric-only mode despite a small 1.4 kilowatt-hour battery, the transition to the petrol engine can be unsettling. The petrol unit itself can sound, a little gruff when it does kick in, shattering the silent cruising experience. Coupled with a transmission that can feel, honestly, confused during kickdown, the hybrid 155 fails to deliver the polished driving experience expected when paying up to £29,495 for the range-topping extreme trim. The Dacia Bigster 2025 is the definition of a purposeful compromise. It achieves its remarkably low starting price by strategically forcing owners to accept critical deficiencies in core areas that affect safety, daily driving comfort, long-term capability, and predictable maintenance costs. The fury stems from the realization that the vehicle's size and feature list promised a true C-SUV experience, yet the execution delivers a B-segment experience weighed down by unrefined dynamics and an inherent technological lag. The decision to restrict the flagship hybrid engine to front-wheel drive and the conscious choice to cut critical active safety technology are not simply compromises. They are fundamental limitations that undermine the vehicle's integrity and purpose as a versatile family SUV. The initial savings, based on the research presented, are simply a down payment on future fury, forcing buyers to trade monetary value for their own peace of mind and safety. If this deep dive saved you from a massive mistake and gave you the clarity you need to make an informed decision, hit that like button, share this video with anyone considering a budget SUV, and for more unvarnished reviews and essential buyer warnings, ensure you've subscribed to Supercar. With